Hear Me Out. I'm E.
I'm D.
And Happy New Year! Guys, I hope you had, or we hope you had, a wonderful New Year's, and we're wishing you so many blessings, and we hope that all your dreams come true. And we also hope that you share our video, like and subscribe. We're trying to grow our community. Help us out. Just love and blessings both ways. Help us, please.
Oh, we're not going to be accused of trying to hijack the moment. Not at
Oh,
all.
not at all. But we really do hope that you had a great time. Today's episode, we will be discussing the Real Housewives of, what are they? Atlanta,
Potomac.
Potomac, episode 7, and it's called Rock the Boat. I think something that's very memorable in this episode is the Grand Dames Triple 20.
The triple 20.
The Triple 20. I love that. I gotta say,
Love it.
I'm turning double 20,
Yeah.
Not that I am, guys, but when I get there in like 20 years, I'll say stuff like that. So, but yeah, what
We're
happened?
starting 2024 off with lies. Is that what we're doing?
First of all, I thought you were my best friend. I don't know why you're shouting me out like this in the internets.
Because the internets are not going to believe that we're 20.
They might not believe you're 20. I am, okay? So yeah, today we're gonna discuss episode 7. And yeah, let's get started.
Okay, so we left off with a very crazy breakdown that I think was a long time coming from Robin Dixon. She had every right to break down after everything she'd been going through in the months prior, and then of course during the Austin trip itself. So Robin, as we get into episode 7, we continue with the car scene where she has broken down after being accused of being responsible for Juan Dixon's firing amid rumored marriage troubles, the whole ordeal. So Robin cried during the chicken-ish bingo in Austin. Side note, never playing that. And the 44-year-old reality star, which is crazy, she definitely doesn't look 44. She looks amazing. That's just another side note. Suffered a breakdown on the second day of the group trip after it was implied that she was responsible for her husband, Juan Dixon, 45, getting fired. The season 8, wait, hold on. This says season 8. It's season 7. Oh, yeah, it is season 8. Wow. I'm confusing the episode numbers, y'all. It's okay. It's a brand new year, but I'm still stuck in a whole other year. Anyway, so season 8 episode titled Don't Rock the Boat opened with Robin crying while en route to the unique bingo game with Candiace Dillard Bassett, Mia Thornton, and Wendy Osefo. So she says, "You guys are turning me into an effing villain. I didn't do ish to none of y'all." Robin bawled her eyes out in the back seat. Quote, "I didn't say you were a villain. I just wanted you to talk," Candiace said. By the way, Candiace is 37, which, she looks super young. Anyway, so, oh, okay. "I literally sat there and spoke up for my husband, and you just literally are going to take it like I'm the reason why he lost his job," Robin said, referencing Juan being fired in March of 2023 now, as head men's basketball coach of Coppin State. Wendy, who's 39, and I hate including the ages, but whatever. This is the research we're getting off of the internet here. Wendy, 39, told Robin that she knows how it feels for family members to be maligned. Of course, you guys remember that for the last however many episodes, there's been a discussion about whether or not Wendy's family, in particular her mother, is practicing some sort of situation that's negative, and we're not going to discuss. Not again.
Mm-hmm.
So Robin says he doesn't get involved with none of this ish, but other people's husbands talk trash nonstop about people. Robin said as a clip from 2 months prior showed Candiace's husband, Chris Bassett, being interviewed on the Brav Bros podcast and talking about Robin. Candiace said her husband could defend himself and accused Robin of being complicit in the accusations that Giselle Bryant, 53, made against Chris. "If you really feel that way about me, we don't need to talk about ish. We're not friends," Robin said. Candiace agreed that they are no longer friends. "You put it on me, so we're not friends. It doesn't even matter," Candiace said. Robin, in a confessional, said that lines had been drawn. So, it's very clear who is not my friend, who is totally against me and totally enjoying the downfall of Robin, she said to the camera. The trip host, Ashley Darby, 35, welcomed the women to the Hole in the Wall bar that featured live band and a bingo game involving chicken poop. But before we get into all of that, let's discuss that little car ride that turned into a big car ride.
I don't even know. I mean, I understand why Candiace is upset, but I just think that she's redirecting it to the wrong person. She's
Yeah.
mad at Giselle. I don't know. Did we watch a different episode because Robin was against her green-eyed bestie and said, "Hey, Chris is cool. He don't do stuff
Yeah.
like that." Like she said it like at least twice. So I
Right.
don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. Like she's mad at the wrong person. Giselle's ignoring her, so I think Candiace is frustrated that she can't, vent her anger. So
Yeah.
she's choosing to be upset at Robin, and I just don't understand that.
Well, you make a good point. I think, yeah, she's redirecting because, like you said, Giselle has been ignoring her. Normally, Giselle responds, and then what happens? They respond back, and then it's a back and forth. And so
Yeah.
Candace doesn't have that. Giselle is
Mhm.
not giving her that. So yeah, it might be that Robin is the target right now. And it sucks because like we've discussed before, they seem to have a really genuine friendship. And also with what you said, maybe for Candace, she's the type of person that feels you need to be all in and or nothing at all, because her problem with Robin started with her feeling like Robin did end up taking Giselle's side during the reunion. Like she didn't step up for her enough, you know? Even though we saw an entire season of Robin stepping up for her and her husband during this one reunion, it
Yeah.
she completely like just sidestepped the stuff from before. And then, of course, it didn't help the allegations that came out about Juan and all those issues, and then Candace just jumping to the conclusion that the whole Giselle thing was a plot between Giselle and Robin to malign her husband to take away or detract from the heat that, Juan was about to get. Juan
Hmm.
and Robin. If that's the case, like, I don't know, it feels very, very childish of Candace to really look at it from that perspective when there is actual footage of this woman, Robin, standing by your man.
Hmm.
And when Robin is going through this whole situation right now with Juan, instead of coming to her privately, maybe to like try and discuss things, you want to attack her as well. And I know she said that she texted Robin, privately when she'd found out about things or whatever, and that Robin never responded. Okay, but you still seem to want to know this information. So then talk to her privately in person, the same way you tried to do through text message instead of ganging up on her. And like we said also in the previous episode, the recap we did, for her to kind of like jump into, well, you said this and that, and I would never speak on my legal, situation. That was just pointless. Like I don't really understand what the reason was to kind of even go there. So like in that whole scene, I did feel bad for Robin because we know Robin doesn't normally express too many emotions.
Yeah.
Um and it was sad. It was sad to see her break down like that. Of course Wendy had to make it about her whole situation. I think Mia was the only one who seemed to like actually genuinely like want to help Robin in some way, or at the least be there for her, where the other two were still just kind of like expecting. Here's the thing, these women are like expecting and demanding answers from people about their personal lives, the same
Yeah.
answers that they're not willing to give about their own selves. So like,
Mhm.
why are you mad that she's talking to her bestie Giselle about all this, or that she's talking to her other bestie Ashley about all this, but she's not talking to you guys? She's not besties with you guys. Y'all have had beef. Why
Yeah.
would she tell y'all this information?
Hmm.
And then the little bit of information she does give, y'all turn it around on her.
Mm. I mean, the Green Eye Bandits are the Green Eye Bandits. I don't know why. I thought it was dumb of Robin to prolong bringing up this Juan
Yeah.
thing because she could have controlled the narrative,
Yeah, definitely.
maybe. But, I think, I just don't think she was malicious enough. Maybe she was. I don't know. They're the reasonably shady group. But I don't think that he and
Yeah.
Giselle purposely plotted, hey, all these things are going on. Let's just
Yeah.
redirect. Like what's done in the dark will always come to light. So Juan cheating, not
One
cheating,
knows.
doing stuff, not doing stuff, like it's gonna come up. Like people are
Yeah.
always looking. He's a public figure or like a figure that we know. Robin
Right.
is too. There's 6 degrees of separation. Potomac is oh so small. Like people are gonna find out. So
Yes.
was Robin dishonest? Because the whole point of her being in the show is to, talk about her life. She didn't do that. But I don't
Mhm.
think she was purposely saying, hey, let's gang up on Chris Bassett.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they're two
No.
independent things.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like, yeah, the Green Eyed Bandits have some shadiness in them, of course, but not, I don't think it's to that extent or to that degree, especially when we saw Robin standing up for Chris against Giselle, something we hadn't seen all 8 seasons. Like,
Mhm.
that just, to me, I feel like that would have been like cementing, okay, this person is, legit my friend.
Yeah.
Because if you're willing to go against your best friend, you're willing to go against, the person that they've accused you of being like the partner in crime with, that says something. I think that really does say it, to me at that time in season 7. It really said something that Robin was standing beside Candiace and Chris. But they love their
Candace
drama.
was, yeah, but Candace was also acting a fool during the reunion.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you just want to root for Candace. Like she's like lovable in a like
I
little
know.
sister kind of way, and then she does some dumb shit like a little sister that you just want to like clock her. Like not that I'm violent, guys, but like the things that she says, it's so reckless and it's so hurtful. So instead
Yeah.
of remembering that, she's trying to defend Chris throughout this reunion, I remember, I don't know if other people do, how she went off on Giselle and called her, you white looking, blah, 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 blah. That's what I remember from
She
Candace.
sure she sure did. She sure did.
That's what
And
I
that's
remember.
that's the frustrating part. Like you said, we always want to root for her. Like we like her. She's
Yeah.
a really, she seems to be like a really decent like person just in general. Does she have some like shady ass tendencies and messiness? Yeah, but all of them do. But I don't see her as like a malicious person.
Mm.
And but then that whole situation, it's like, oh man, like I know when I get angry, sometimes I say things I probably shouldn't say. And I know that I've gone a little bit deep sometimes, and I don't mean it, but I feel like Candace means it with her whole heart when she's saying some of these things,
I
and I'm
know.
just like
And
it
then she
hurts me.
cries. She cries about it later. And
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
yeah.
whatever.
Okay, so let's continue here. Um, they arrived at the chicken-ish bingo. An
Mm.
employee explained to the women that chicken-ish bingo tickets cost $2 each, and the board has 61 squares.
Ugh.
When the chicken takes a poop on your number, you win all the money. Okay. Giselle, as they sat at a table, asked Robin if she was okay. She had a whole breakdown in the car, Mia, who's 39, told Giselle. Robin grabbed a napkin and wiped away tears as Mia explained that they were talking about Juan and the allegations. She tried to imply that what I said had something to do with Juan being fired, and it just really, that hurts me, Robin explained. And, well, I mean, that's his life, that's our life. Like, my husband is hurting and our family is hurting, Robin tearfully continued. Robin, not at chicken-ish bingo, don't cry, Wendy told her. She's crying because she's upset, said Candiace, who also started weeping herself. Ashley asked why Candiace was crying, and Mia accused Candiace of trying to make it about her. She didn't make it about her. Don't do that. Don't add gasoline to the fire. Wendy told Mia. Um, Giselle spoke up and said that Candiace was not being a friend to Robin. What she did to Robin was what an enemy does, period, Giselle said. Candiace, in a confessional, wiped away tears and said she didn't know how to handle Robin crying. Oh, this is all just hilarious. I'm sorry. It's like, anyway, these women are not worth ruining the eyeliner, Candiace said while wiping her tears away with a triangle shaped tissue. Her little triangle is just always a little too handy. It's always a little too accessible. This is not the Oscars, okay? We are not the committee, Ashley said in a confessional. Robin left the venue and sat alone on a curb as me and Giselle went outside to check on her. Candiace told the other women that she wasn't interested in trying to repair her friendship with Robin because she has the poor judgment to call Giselle a friend. Giselle's allegations against my husband had a grave effect on my marriage, my mental health. I'm starting to realize that it's not really possible to have a true, honest, real friendship with someone who is friends with someone like Giselle, Candiace said in a confessional. Candiace continued to cry at the table as Wendy tried to console her. She kept on crying outside with Wendy and Karen Huger. Stop it. No, you didn't. Who was also celebrating her 60th birthday on the trip, the triple 20. This girl. Karen, in a confessional, noted that everyone was crying the day before her birthday, similar to past tense birthday celebrations. I mean, poor Karen. Robin, Giselle, and Mia decided to go back to the hotel while Ashley, Karen, Wendy, and Candiace stayed at the Chicken-ish bingo venue. So, with the triangle.
That was a hot mess. Let me tell you why, guys.
I can't stand you. I really cannot stand
No,
you.
it really was. Like, I was literally floored when I was watching that. I'm like, what is going on? It's like when two like catastrophes are happening and you just don't know like where to look.
Yeah.
I'm like, but why is she crying? And then like you expect like Wendy and Mia to go at it, and I don't know, Giselle about to like nuck if you buck, and I haven't seen her that upset. And then Robin's over there crying. So everybody's acting out of character. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I was trying to understand why Candiace was crying. I'm like, are you I don't get it. It's just I don't.
You know what it reminded me of?
I was more confused than anything during that little scene. And why is Ashley so eccentric?
She's very eccentric.
I can't. She had me at let's draw our areas.
Girl. And she was highly upset they did not get to do that activity.
I would have loved to see what the ladies would have drawn, though. It would have cracked me up.
Huh? I don't think I'm gonna go ahead and say this.
No, because some of them are so prude. Like, can you imagine Karen like drawing something and say she was talking about pies earlier?
Oh gosh. Okay.
I'm just saying. I think it would have been comical.
It would have, yeah.
It would have.
But going back to the crying scene, it reminded me of middle school. And when we were just so extra super duper dramatic and we would cry for any and every little thing.
Why would we do that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I
can't for that long. Can you believe it? Like,
that's exactly what it reminded me of, because it was like this one's crying, that one's crying, that one's about to fight, and then the other one's trying to attack the other one, and I'm just like, oh, this is reminiscent a little bit too much. I don't like it because yeah, we were just way too dramatic, and so that whole scene was incredible.
But we were also 12.
We were 12, so we have an excuse.
Yeah,
we were preteen teens, hormonal, all of it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right, we had an excuse. I don't know what these grown 30, 40, 50 something, almost triple 20 somethings got going on.
I don't get it. They fight more than high school girls, middle school girls. You unfollowed me on social media. Well, you said this on Twitter, and your husband did. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess this is the show. We want the drums and stuff, but it would be nice to see something more, not culture, but like with more substance Just throw in some substance every now and then. This is just
Yeah.
stupid.
Well, speaking of substance, there was a little bit of substance the next day, because the women went kayaking to celebrate Karen's so-called triple 20 birthday. That was not a celebration for her, let's keep it real. She didn't even partake. So the kayak guide at the start warned them about snakes. Bye. First chicken, now snakes. I'm done with you, Karen teased Ashley. Teased? I think she meant it. This is your last hosting trip for at least 2 years. Robin, at the end of the episode, called Juan to tell him about what happened with Candiace and their falling out. Juan, it's the most ludicrous stuff I've ever heard. It was really charged and everything, because she pretty much implied that because I spoke about your lawsuit, that's one of the reasons why you got fired, and that triggered, like, that really set me off, Robin said. Why are you getting into it? Why? Juan asked her. That jerk. Robin said she wasn't feeding into it, but Juan said he couldn't listen anymore and it was getting blown way out of proportion. Juan told Robin that she was feeding into it by getting emotional. Why are you getting emotional? It's not their life, it's our life. I'm not going to let you keep allowing these women to get you super emotional, Juan said. I'm not emotional, Robin said as her voice cracked with emotion. You're crying right now, Juan said. Robin,
Yeah.
please, I can't listen because my skin is crawling right now. I gotta go. Juan hung up as the episode came
Clear.
to a close. Okay, so before we get into the Juan of it all, the ladies enjoyed, or at least seemingly enjoyed, their kayaking experiences, which, again, was not a celebration of the triple 20 because Miss Karen Huger did not get on no kayak. She was not about to get into that boat, any boat for that matter.
She's the grand dame. What did you expect?
Exactly. This, no. And then I don't know if it was Wendy or who turned down Mia's wine that she brought in her purse. For whatever reason, they said I can't do that kind of wine or something. I don't know what it was. But
Mm.
either way, if you're turning down alcohol, why are you being so extra? Like, why? Anywho, so it was, I think that was like a pretty decent outing. There didn't seem to be any drama. The ladies seemed to be getting along. Of course, everybody was off in their little factions. Giselle and Robin went off to Zimbabwe and like were out there just kind of lost. And then like Mia was apparently some kind of competitive kayaker in a past life. And Ashley was being Ashley. So there's that. There's also no beef between NECA, the new girl, who we really did not mention at all this episode, and Wendy. Thank God. At least seemingly done with that.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was, it was a fairly decent like scene with no crazy drama. So
Yeah.
before we get into Juan, do we have any thoughts on the kayaking scene?
Nope.
All right, we don't got
No,
nothing.
I, from this episode or from this Austin trip so far, I don't like the fact that some ladies do some things and then other people do other things, except like
Yeah.
this kayaking thing. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's just like very divided still,
Yeah.
even though
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring them together.
Right.
I hated this Austin trip. I'm just saying. I hope they go back home, episode 8, because
I hope so
I ain't with
too.
the animals.
Yeah, no, ma'am, no. I'm not with the animals or their feces. No.
Mm, okay. Yeah.
That was just so disturbing.
So Mr.
Anywho,
Juan Dixon,
girl, go ahead.
girl. All right. So as you were talking, I was really thinking, right? All right, let me put myself in Juan's shoes. Right. I can see him being upset because
Yeah,
he's already upset at his situation.
right.
He's probably upset that he's unemployed. He's probably upset all the narrative that's going around about him.
Yeah,
He's probably upset at all the crap Robin tells him about the ladies talking about him.
right.
But he is short circuited. I think he's an ass. Like, he always has these little tantrums. I mean, I guess if Robin loves it, likes it, I love it. But that seems so insensitive to me. The way he
Yeah.
was just like, stop crying. Da, 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 da. Why are you getting emotional? Click.
Yeah.
If you see that she's really bothered by this,
Yeah.
why, would it hurt you to console her? Like,
Yeah.
he's an ass.
So I think that like he has like seemingly some, unresolved issues himself.
Mm.
Like, because like you're right, that's not a normal response to have like with your spouse, your significant other, your wife for the second time, the mother of your children, to
Yeah,
just kind of tell her to shut off her emotions is a little bit much. Um Obviously he has every right to be upset. This is his life. This is their life, and it is being, completely like put upside down by all of the different situations. But sir, you got yourself into these situations. And
exactly.
it's hard to have sympathy, when you're basically like not at the very least, being there for your wife. If you don't want to cop to nothing, if you don't want to admit to nothing, that's fine. You don't owe us no explanation. But
Mm-hmm.
don't treat your wife like that.
Yeah.
Like it's fine. If you want to say that you was at the laundromat with your friend, just, doing laundry because you're out of the kindness of your heart, you wanted to give the cleaning people a day off. I don't know. That's fine. Or if you went to the nail salon with the coach because you each broke a nail, you just happened to break it at the same time, and you needed to like repair it. Okay, that's fine. Do you, boo boo?
Okay.
Because if Robin's gonna believe it, I'll go. If you really was looking out and at a good Samaritan, you went and you paid for a hotel room for a young lady. That's great. That's wonderful. But don't treat your wife like that. Like I think 2024, I'm going to make it my year to not be so angry at these trash ass men like Juan Dixon, like Trish Trash, like Justin Timberlake. I'm going to make it my mission to be a little bit more positive. So if y'all want to be trash, be trash. It's okay. Embrace it. You know? But don't treat your wife so bad.
I
Like,
give you 2 days. If not
no, like,
one recording till you go off.
I just honestly like when we were discussing this, or like, when you were mentioning your thoughts on it and everything, like I was really thinking about it too, and I was like, yeah, it's got to be hard. It's got to be difficult to deal with this sort of attention that you have not had to deal with before, especially so publicly. It's
Mhm.
got to be hard to be in this bubble where your life is being picked apart, where nothing that you do seems to be right. And if allegedly they have any kind of agreement on their end, it's not any of our business. They don't want to tell us, you ain't got to tell us. That's fine. But what I will go back to is your treatment of Robin, because I've said it before, it does not look like this man loves her. Like, to dismiss how she felt during that phone call was just as bad as when he was telling her that she should have gotten her ass up from the bed when she was depressed during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like,
And
sir,
he's had other instances where he's
yeah.
also insensitive.
Right. Where didn't he say at one point that he wasn't attracted to her, or this wasn't, she did something that was not attractive or something like
Oh
that?
yeah,
Like
God.
you there's just so many instances. He doesn't show up for her at the reunions. He doesn't show up for her at any of like the family gatherings, events, and all that stuff. The fact that he went to pickleball, I don't even know. Maybe he was trying to get a check from Bravo. Maybe that's why he went. Like, but aside from that, what, you're not there, sir. And anytime that he does come on camera, it's like he's miserable, and then he passes on that miserable cloud to Robin. And honestly, I feel like the reason why Robin didn't talk about the situation going on with him was because of him. Not because maybe, yeah, she probably didn't want to really talk about it, but I think it probably has a lot to do with him being the type of person that sometimes it seems like she's afraid. of him, like afraid of his reaction, afraid of what he's going to say or do. Listen, Linda, that's called emotional abuse, allegedly. I'm not saying this is what's happening, but those are the, the kind of vibes that it's giving. Like, it just seems so wrong. And I don't think Robin is a bad person. I don't think she deserves to like have a partner like that,
Yeah.
that's the only like thing I'll say when it comes to that. It's like, you know what? Do what you want to do, bro. You want to go in all 2024, do you? But don't treat that woman like that. Like, your kids will eventually see this as well. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't really understand the treatment of women in a lot of these spaces.
He's the one, this is his second go around at cheating and doing some dumb stuff. You would think that he would be a little more apologetic and be like, hey, I'm sorry that I put you in these situations. Maybe, these are things that we don't see. We
Right.
see all the snappy things. Maybe he was also loving before the
Right.
call or after the call, or maybe he called back. Let's
Right.
hope for Robin's sake.
Right.
But I don't know, he doesn't take accountability for what he does. It
Yeah.
seems. I hate people when I know the truth and you think I'm stupid. So
Yeah.
I think this whole situation, the way they're trying to spin it, oh no, he was just there, and the Vietnamese lady wasn't there, so he actually did the manicure for the girl, and it was nothing kind of thing.
Yeah, dang.
I'm
Jack of
just
all trades.
I'm just saying, like, I hate. Tell me the truth. I do not like people
Yeah.
sugarcoating stuff or lying to me or pretending that your viewers are dumb. We're not. We already know what happened. Admit to it. You're staying with him. Cool. That's it. It is what it is. I
Yeah.
think Robin and Juan have been together for so long that
Mhm.
this is their normal behavior at this point. I don't think she knows.
Oh,
They've been like together, I think, since like teens, early teen,
yeah, yeah, you're right. I think it's
and
been quite a
they've
while.
had a lot of trauma bonding experiences and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think I don't want to say that the relationship has been unhealthy, but I think like him being so explosive and her being so afraid, because I do agree with you. I think that sometimes she does look a little frightened or like
Yeah.
soft spoken or a little she like retracts a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's just being with the same person and allowing these behaviors to continue and not stopping
Yeah.
it, or like, you know,
It's true.
he should be he should apologize to me, to you, to all the viewers, to Robin. He should be kissing her feet that she ain't getting divorced with him. And Robin, I am so upset that you didn't get a prenup, because you should have left him in the street.
Oh, I had thought about that. I did think about that earlier.
Because she was so gun ho on the prenup, and then what happened? Oh no, Juan, no, no, no. Trails away. Exactly. He's like, I don't
Yeah.
want to say he's manipulating her, but like he's a puppet master, it seems, a little bit in that relationship.
Yeah. That's just like, man, that sucks because, like I think Robin has done a lot to really like elevate her whole family out of the situation that they were in. I mean, you remember like
Because of
where
Juan.
they Mhm. Yeah, where they first started. Well, hold on. Let us not put it all on him
I will.
because the whole situation about the money, remember, it was because of some kind of thing that Robin did with the money. Like and then the friend ended up stealing it or whatever. So it was an investment I think that Robin made.
Hmm.
And I don't know if she talked one into it or if she didn't tell him about it. It was something along those lines
Really?
because he blamed her. There
Mhm.
was some episodes where he like blamed her for, some of the stuff. And and actually there's been a couple different episodes where he has seemingly blamed her for stuff as well. Um so like again, these are behaviors that have been going on for quite some time. So I think, yeah, you're right. The trauma bonding, and that they're just used to this by now.
Mhm.
That sucks.
I don't know. Maybe they'll get divorced and get remarried, and the third time's the charm.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway,
Mhm.
that was episode 7. Episode 8 does not come out until January 7th. They were on a little holiday hiatus, so we will be back with recapping episode 8, and we're hoping they're no longer in Austin.
Yeah. Ashley's been kind of quiet. I'm surprised. I actually
Well,
kind of like it,
we did see that later in the season she may have some strife going on.
of course.
We'll see.
With Candiace?
And with Michael.
Hmm. That's
Yeah,
another situation for another day.
it sure is.
That concludes today's episode, guys. Let us know what you think in the comments about this episode. Why was Candiace crying? Just sum it up for me. I know we spoke about it, but I kind of still don't get it. So let me know what y'all think. What do you think about the way Juan treats Robin? Let us know what you think.
Oh,
Let us
yeah.
know, anything else that you saw in the episodes that we didn't talk about,
Yeah.
because there was nothing and there was a lot at the same time.
Yeah, it's true. It's very
But if
true.
you haven't already done so, please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also, please share our video. We're trying to grow the community, like I said earlier today. So please share our stuff, because your friends could be our friends and we could all be friends. We also have social media, which Steve will tell you about.
We're on TikTok and Instagram at Hear Me Out DNE. So make sure you guys like, follow, share, and comment on the content. We enjoy interacting with you guys.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.